I'm waiting for Trevor. Trevor and I just cannot seem to set a time to talk prior to the raffle on the 20th. And it being Christmas, I really want to have the raffle before Christmas. I really and truly do. And so, Trevor, um, I added you as the manager. In short, hi, I'm Lasha Rayanko, and you've reached the channel High Voltage. Okay. I am the host of the channel. I'm the host of this community. However, it is a community, like a community, like a good community. Right. Quite. Like Bridget Jones here, which I must say, a bit of a crush now. Anyways, I was watching Bridget Jones, so that just came to mind. So I'm Lasha Rayanko. Um, in 2025, the whole entire theme of the channel will be changing. However, the things that I love to do when I why do I talk about I? Because eyes is what I see, and I want to share what I have learned recovering from a trauma journey. Okay? So that's what's happening in 2025. And tangible ways to heal. The community page, it's so, so important that all you all um, uh, go to the community page and sign your names for the raffle. Now, I don't know how it works, but I thought that if you sent somebody an Amazon gift card, it didn't matter if it was a US card or a Canadian card. I have no idea. And I do want to say thank you to Eric. Eric, I know that you don't want your name spoken of and you're very private, and I've been calling you AI, but you know, the truth is the truth. And Eric, before you run away from this live, because I know I probably have not had the X factor or the wherewithal to get anybody's interest past 3 minutes, okay? So when I get move it to 5 minutes and then I'll have my babbling over and I'll get to the point of the movie The Invention of Lying with Ricky Gervais. And I had a thought yesterday, just a second. So Eric is a subscriber participant in this community in which I host. Why did I want to host a community and build a community? Because I needed help. And everybody who has subscribed to this channel, um, you know, it kills me. Oh, it doesn't kill me when content creators are called influencers. Well, I mean, let's look up what influencer means in a dictionary. Okay, now I'm way off track. So, influencer. All right. When was the last time any of you looked anything up in a dictionary as opposed to using Google? Do you know, as a society, there are parts of human evolution that I do think are evolving in the right ways, especially that people can't tolerate bullshit anymore. And people are tired of being manipulated, not only by the news and the media, but people in their lives. Because, yeah. Okay, so this is what an influencer is, and I need to tell you about Candace Owens because I really do like Candace Owens. I really enjoy her content. Okay, I actually had to think HIJK, because everything is done for us on computers. Nobody has to think anymore. And when people put out videos, where are they getting their information from the most part? Google. So I am conducting this channel in more to my age group, I would say. So I'm 53, I'll be 54 soon enough. And because of a trauma that I went through, I put up a thing on change.org, a thing. I put up the description of what happened, and it was a human rights violation. And hi, David Alto. Oh, so I started this channel for a noble reason, and it's continuing to be a noble reason. But anyways, back to influencer. So INN, unbelievable. I can't even believe. I remember when I was in school, the teacher would give us 20 words or 10 words, and we had to find the answers in the dictionary and write down the meaning of the word from hand to pen. And younger people think there's so much. A lot of younger influencers like Candace Owens, she was on a real time with Bill Maher on Club Random, and she said to Bill Maher, who, if I could sit down and have a conversation with anybody, it would be Bill Maher. And he's the only sane person that I know. I don't know him, but you feel like you know him. Like when somebody's in your living room or you allow somebody's material into your life, make sure that it's positive because energy has a huge factor. Now, I'm going all over the place right now. Um, but Candace Owens influences a lot of people. And I watched one video that she put up, and she talks about this book, Chaos, I believe, a lot. And I am going to read it. And she really talks about how American history has not been taught in the schools properly, how we've all been indoctrinated into thinking certain ways. And I think all of those debates are very thought provoking. But all of these debates have been going on, Candace, since the dawn of time. And when you think about America and its founding fathers, and she's very political, so then you think about, this is the way my mind works. So I think of Candace Owens' politics, and then I think of Lincoln, and this is how an ADHD brain works. Um, Lincoln, the founding fathers, how were they so well prepared to see what the future held? Things that we couldn't even imagine. Did they take a piece from Nostradamus? And the invention of lying. Nobody can stand bullshit anymore. Indoctrination. So, for example, learning manners or going to church every Sunday in the 50s. In the 60s, that's when things really started to change. And I think that human beings have pushed the boundaries sexually, sexually, environmentally. Things have been pushed so far away from our nature. That's why everybody is so messed up. How many families divorce? One in three is the new statistic. Every minute, 35 people overdose of fentanyl. Why are these things happening? So, what I was going to say about Candace Owens is she was on Bill Maher and she said, I almost feel like you're asking me this question. And sometimes what you say on your show, I don't believe. I think you're just saying that for your audience. Okay. Just stop and think of that. Bill Maher is 67 years young. People are living to be 90 and 100, so he's still young. She's 35, 36. She's not even 40 years old, and I think she has a brilliant mind. And I watch her continually because I just can't believe. I'm not going to say what I think because I believe our words, the way in which we speak, the tone of our voice, it all has consequences, whether we know it or not. It has to do with energy. I think that we're eternal energy, and we move around from life to life, from experience to experience. And but Candace Owens did one video and it received, probably by now it's had 5 million views. That's almost $500,000. That's a lot of money. It's none of my business what she does with her money. But now people, in my estimation, people are going to be looking into YouTube channels and what they're doing with their money, just the way YouTubers were looking at the ultra rich and what are they doing with their money. Is it any of our business? Really? Is it or isn't it? I have an opinion on that, but I'm saving it to myself. But she speaks her opinion. I guess what I'm saying, indoctrination, going back like 6 conversations, when people say, how are you? Fine. How are you? Fine. Does anybody fucking even mean what they say? When people ask me how I am, I say, do you really want to know? Or are you just being polite? Because if you want to know, I'll tell you. But how much time do you have? I don't say it like that, but that's what I feel inside. So there is still a part of me that behaves in a certain way and according to how you're supposed to behave in society. And when people step out of the norm, people find that really scary at first, and then they start to accept it and it becomes normalized. And what breaks my heart, what breaks my heart is what happened to me happens to about 30,000 people in North America or in advanced, oh, well, North America, because in the States they have better surgeries, better healthcare systems. They're more advanced than us. And and I know that everybody's talking about Diddy and the victims, and I understand that. I've been through that. And then going through the violation with the healthcare system, it and the wheelchair business, like being in that wheelchair for a year and this hole in my knee. I'm not gonna break my ankles. If I hurt anything with my new ballet shoes, it'll be my knee, but that's why I'm going to be very careful. I'm gonna get back to the dictionary in a minute. Before I come live, I only came on live because I was waiting for Trevor. So really, essentially, I sat here and spoke to myself for 15 minutes, but of influencer. Okay, just one second. You know, it's funny, when I was a child, I had so much anxiety inside. I couldn't concentrate, and I had no curiosity to learn, which means I was a very depressed child. Why would a child be depressed? It's all about parenting, and things are falling apart. And I agree with Candace Owens. I think pornography is disgusting. It's gotten gross. But what Candace Owens said to Bill Maher about, she felt like he was manipulating her. Think about that statement. That's because that's what she does. And do you know what Bill Maher said? Don't insult me, Candace. Do not insult me. He said, do you believe everything that you say? And she said, yes. And she said, well, so do I. Don't insult me. You're more intelligent than that. When people say things to you, they're really projecting about themselves, and that's why you can't take things to heart. But when you have systems that abuse, and people that abuse, and people that are complicit, I've had enough. Hollywood is falling apart. How Nicole Kidman and Meryl Streep and all of these wonderful actors did not know about all of this stuff, I just don't buy it. And I've always said from the dawn of time, as a kid, why do things in Hollywood always come true? So I'm watching the Sean Atwood channel, and they're doing an excellent series about energy, about P. Diddy, about Jennifer Lopez. I remember Meghan McCain when she was on The View. And then when she left, she said very clearly, I do not remember her words verbatim, but she did say she is the most unpleasant woman I've ever met. She said, I've never seen a celebrity come in with an entourage. Like, she had more security than the way, watch, join Megan McCain's station. She has 7,000 people that are participating, and more people need to hear Meghan McCain, because John McCain, in my opinion, was the last American hero. I'm way all over the place. I'm all over the place right now. Just one moment, please. Influencer, for heaven's sakes. That's why I'm reading these books. Because then when I was ill, as a kid, who I couldn't concentrate in school, and Eric sent me these books. This was over $100 of his money, and I just think people need to be grateful. And I'm trying to build a charity to help people that have less. I don't have a lot, and I'm not a fucking martyr. I'm not even, and people think I'm so nice. I am, but I'm a ham. I'm a ham. That's just the truth. We all think we're so different from each other, and we're not. Influencer, INN. I'm going way back. Wow. See, Google is a time saver, correct? However, if this was the way, and this was the way in which people learned, and people my age would be able to find influencer much faster than myself because, and why am I talking about myself? That's the one thing I want to end on. Okay, so influencer. Why is it every time you come here, I'm talking about myself? Okay, I'm going to tell you why. Innocent, innocent. F comes before O. Is there a part of this dictionary missing? Inner ear, EF. It should be right here. Inner tube. What the hell? Influencer. It should be right here. Yeah, it should be right there because it's in alphabetical order. Yeah. Okay, so you know what? This is bugging me. Okay, I'm going to find influencer and I'm not asking Dr. Google. Okay, I am going to come back on and read books because it's educational for me. And the Andrew Gold book, it's a little slow at the beginning. It really is. So what I might do as actually I'm going to write this down. I always find it for people that have trauma, which is about 60% of the population. That's why I think that some people think this subject is boring or lame and what's different? There ain't nothing new under the sun. Well, that's true, but things have just gone. You know how people's behavior, you know how, okay, this just came to my mind. People have a locus of control, right? Okay, so today is the 18th, isn't it? Monday the 16th, Tuesday the 17th, yes, Wednesday the 18th. This is why I keep a diary. All right, let me get one of my trusty pens. Trevor, I've got to find you. I sent you an email, okay? I sent you an email and the link and 17, 18, 19, 20. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited about the raffle. Yeah, it's going to be fun. And I know I showed you this fuzzy thing, but I found it in the dollar store. And Trevor made the banner for the community page for the raffle, and he made the black high voltage banner for me. And I know he didn't get the idea from a dollar store situation. And I just thought, and it was the last one there. And so I'm going to start to use this in the new year. Yeah. At any rate, you know, it's funny. I hang around Larry. You remember Larry from my other videos? And he always says, yeah, after things that he says. It's funny how influenced people are. So I suppose the dictionary version of influencer will be somebody who influences you or persuades you. I prefer teaching with open thought. Um, Yodelay, yodelay, yolo, yodelay. Okay, today's the 18th. Sorry, December the 18th. I don't like that gray. If this green one doesn't work, I'm going to be very upset. Oh, it does. Okay, December the 18th, 2024. It's Wednesday. If you haven't watched the video that I did on fentanyl overdoses? You know, oh, it's just so sad I don't want to talk about it, and it's biological warfare. I had an idea and I was going to write it down. Anyways, okay, so Avril, I'm adding your name in as well. And Eric, I added you in. Random citizen, you're allowed back in again, random. And you know what? Random took the time to listen to the Ask Kennedy um, uh, Ask Not the Kennedys and the Women They Destroyed. And I had some questions and he answered them, and Melody Moon did, you know? And Sarah, thank you for the Christmas wishes. And where's Romero and Ryder and Trisha? Trisha! I had an idea. Okay, so 2025, I know what I was okay. Locus of control. Thank you. Locus of control. All right. So you have people's behavior, right? So people's behavior. You should get a pen and a pen and join me. All right. You have your locus of control and people's behavior. Okay. And there's a spectrum. When I was talking about the Sackler family and the pain scale, the pain that father is going through right now, I just can't even understand it. You know, he had two children. And this is the thing. What's going to happen to the son and the daughter when they grow up and they find out about their father? Because when you're a child, you think it's you. And then children suffer and they get traumatized, and then they too. And this pattern goes on and on and on and on and on until you break the pattern. And you know what? Patterns can be broken, just like doctor's oaths, but patterns can be broken. So, what I'm trying to do is change the pattern in other people's thought process that, yes, I talk about my life because everybody does such a good job talking about news. But where do people research? They research on Google. So this is what I'm going to try to do differently in 2025. I'm going to be researching about trauma. I'm going to give people tangible exercises to do. I've also, just so you know, I've joined Jordan Peterson's university. I did because he's from Ontario and he's a doctor. And I'll learn things and he knows who his students are. I thought that would be a good idea. Yeah. Okay. So you have the pain scale that goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? Okay. And then you have people's behavior, their locus of control, it's called. And I know all of you know this, but sometimes a rehearsal or writing things down or practicing it yourself again reinforces it for yourself. So I'm obviously doing this because it's helping me, and I hope it helps you, because trauma, you can break that pattern. You can. So we have our locus of control. But human beings' locus of control to me could be, 1 to 1,000, but to keep it simple, we'll just go 1 to 10. Okay? Then you have society. What are they tolerant of? Now, if we're talking about societies, we'd also have to break down the micro sociopathic behaviors of people. No, but really, and then there's a society tolerance. And people have no tolerance for those who die of drug overdoses anymore. Yeah. So when your vibrations are really, really low, your locus of control is out of whack. And some people can make this very mystical. And it is, and it can be. But it's also common sense. But I want to play with both. At any rate, so I don't like particularly, so liking. I would prefer teacher as opposed to influencer or fan. Influencer or fan? No. Influencer, fan, follower. No. I find I'm either learning from something, or I'm entertained from something, or I find something endearing, you know? So anyways, the Trevor, I hope we can get in touch. I'm going to keep emailing you, and I know I've had a tardy past. Not like being a tart, like tardy, being late, and that's also part of getting over trauma. Now, and Trevor is the young enough to be my grandson, okay? And that young man has taught me the importance of punctuality. So these are the types of things I'm going to be doing in 2025. I'll make them fun, and I'm going to come on taking care of myself. I take care of myself. I just haven't taken a shower today to put on makeup because I'm not working today. So it's a nice home day for my mom and I. And I just want you all to remember, we're all little kids in adult bodies. It's very truthful. That's the way I feel, though. And I could be project. See, that's the thing about influencers, teachers. That's why maybe just content creation is the best way, because it's your interpretation. But there is a right and a wrong, and that's morals. If 99% of us, even if, you know what, if 70% of us in the world did the right thing, and you don't need church to teach you right and wrong. Children know. Children know, and adults corrupt them. And I think there should be parenting skills. The reason I think things in Hollywood come true is for exactly the reasons that I've always thought, is because they know. Because even Ben Affleck, when he did Argo, he was involved with the CIA and classified documents. I mean, and that doesn't mean that he's into a secret society. Like, who the hell knows? Um, and it's fun to talk about those types of social situations and social cultural situations. And that's what Candace Owens does. But she projects so much of what she believes when she says, I want everybody to think that Jesus is king, okay? Okay? For somebody who's Christian, that's not the way I was taught, the way Christians act, but that's my personality. I get pissed off too. But when she said that to Bill Maher, it was insulting because that's what she does. And then and the ownership, my producers, that's fantastic. And I bet that they work really, really hard. But the way she said it, my producers, when I worked at Jenny Craig, I didn't even call it my region. It was our region. I don't know if that's I don't know if people respect that, disrespect that, but don't take somebody's kindness for weakness, which is such an old saying. But there ain't nothing new under the sun. Trevor, we have to find each other. We used to be connected at the computer all the time, but I know we've both been busy and things have been rough, but you prevail. If you liked any part of this content or what you'd like, I'd really appreciate it if you subbed. And when you sub for the right reasons, something you're going to enjoy. Okay? And if not, well, there's a billion channels. There are. Okay. Bye.